Welcome to our little piece of farmland in the mountains of South Africa. For the last few months, we've been working really hard on our bottom of our citrus orchard.
Some of you may know why we've been working down here so hard, but for those of you who don't, we're actually going to be hosting our very own backyard wedding right here in a year's time.
This week we've got quite a few things to do in this space because there's still a lot of maintaining we need to do. As you can see, this tree behind us needs to be trimmed. We've got some grass to cut, and we're also just wanting to share some of our ideas for the space and why we chose this time of year.
The main reason we chose this time of the year is it's actually spring at the moment. The wildflowers here and are very well known. So our valley at the moment is currently super colorful, and we want to take you there to just show you.
We think it'll be a really beautiful time of the year just to bring our family here and show them the flowers as well. We also arrived to this exact place 1 year ago, so we thought it was the perfect time. The weather is super beautiful.
And another thing to note is that it's actually going to be a full moon on our wedding date. So the day we're getting married, which is the 28th of August next year, going to be a beautiful full moon rise over this mountain here. It should be around about like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. So that should just naturally light up the whole place here for us.
Yeah, we're super excited for this, and let's show you what we get up to this week. Before we get to work, we just want to take a walk around the space and share some of our thoughts and ideas before we do anything. If you've ever been to a backyard wedding, let us know your comments, or if you see something on the land that sparks an idea, definitely let us know. We'd love to hear what you're thinking. So first of all, we're thinking to build a huge dance floor in this space. It's kind of central in the land. Over here we'll be doing the ceremony. We're thinking very relaxed picnic blankets, hay bales with some blankets over, and we'll be right at the front with the beautiful mountain as our backdrop. We're also wanting to do a huge bonfire pit somewhere, so maybe we'll do that down in the corner or perhaps where our weed pile is currently. We're also thinking to light up that space other than the full moon with stellar lighting. So if you've watched any of our previous videos, our farm is completely lit up at night with beautiful bulbs that are hung up. So we're planning to maybe drop a pole and string those up all over here.
So I'm currently at the bottom end of the citrus field, and as you can see over here, the ground is very uneven, and this is where we're planning to have the ceremony. So we need to maybe level this out, so a lot of manual labor again. And then at the back you can see all our trees. So there's, as Acacia said, there's a lot of pruning to do and just a bit of maintenance on the actual trees to look after them and to make them flourish for next year.
The field behind us over the fence also usually gets trimmed by the sheep, but they haven't been in there for a while. So we're thinking we're going to go over and cut the grass just so that it doesn't get too overgrown, because this was all about waist height of weeds, and we've really worked hard to get it down low, and it's finally turning green, which we're super happy about.
It's way easier to cut the grass when it's a lot shorter. It's a lot less effort. So we have to get that done.
We're also thinking of doing a whole bunch of games on the lawn somewhere, so we're going to build those all ourselves. And we're thinking maybe in one of the fruit alleys we'll do those.
Everything that we've mentioned, we're probably going to be attempting to build ourselves: the dance floor, the games, archways, digging holes. We're going to have food tables and bring in hay bales and all that stuff. So we're wanting to try to do everything we can possibly do ourselves.
Over here you'll see it's quite colorful. We planted a batch of flowers to see how they would grow, because we are planning to plant all of the flowers for our wedding and turn this place into a beautiful, vibrant, colorful space. So we did a test of different seeds, bulbs and flower bushes to see what we should grow next year. The daisies are doing really well. We've got marigolds. We've also got some irises. These are such beautiful colors.
This is our first little garden bed, and we plan to have a few more other little spots like this around the little citrus field we're having the wedding. And then some of these flowers, as Acacia said, we're going to be cutting them for the bouquets and for on the tables and all that stuff as decor. If you guys have any tips on flowers that are good for picking, please let us know down below as well. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Oh no, over the fence.
What? Another fruit view of the fence? And a free olive.
Whoa!
Transplanting time.
Whoa. Look at this boat wire.
Cool. Gotta watch out for thorns.
Another olive. things are just growing now.
Oh,
It used to be probably an orange or a nachi tree.
do you think that was the dead piece?
Yeah. So I'm not too sure if you guys actually know. Most of the citrus trees are planted onto a lemon root, and then they put whatever they're wanting to grow on top of that. Lots of our trees at the moment have got two different fruits on, and that's because the lemon is very strong and it's overpowering the orange or the nachi. So as you can see, this is all just lemon, and I think this used to be like a nachi or orange at some point. But this part is all died out, and you can see this growth is all from the bottom of the roots.
We can go find a tree that you can actually see on the base where they propagated the other tree into the roots.
So over here you can actually see that this tree is completely dead, and then you got the lemons coming from like even below the ground. So this is where the root system would have been for the lemon, and then that would have been some other tree that they would have been growing on top of this. But it goes the whole way up. There's the dead pieces, and even this side. And then those small shoots are all from the bottom of the root. Ha! So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 big branches off, and that's what it looks like now. And we trimmed a lot at the bottom because we want the growth to come to the top.
One done and lots to go.
We've actually never counted how many trees we have here, because when we first got here, we weren't sure what tree was what. Maybe next week we're going to go around and count what trees we have and to let you know, because it'll be very interesting to actually know for ourselves. I think we have a few pears, nachis, papples, oranges, macadamia, mangoes, peaches, and we wanted to plant a whole bunch more. And we've got a grape that's doing very well, which we planted last year. And we're wanting to, at one point, maybe next year when the wedding's done, we're wanting to maybe fill up this entire space with more citrus trees or whatever else we can grow that can give us some fruit and veg. No, not veg. Trees don't make veg, hey. And our 2 awesome vines, 2 more olives. With that awesome root system. Gonna go plant these somewhere. Here's one that didn't survive, and over here you can clearly see where the roots and the tree has changed completely. It's like a huge growth implant here. This would have been a lemon root with some other citrus on top, or pear or apple. Over here are pear trees, and they've got into winter hibernation with no leaves at all. And we've noticed yesterday that the one over the trees there started opening up with leaves, and now we've just noticed our first flower. So this is going to be a pear in the future. In about 2 weeks time, this whole garden should be white with flowers, and then the flowers will fall off, and then they'll be green, and then we shall have pears. And we can see There's lots more green shoots going the whole way up.
Sorry. We are in one of the beautiful wildflower patches. These bloom all throughout the mountains completely naturally and only once a year.
This is what we're going to be having next year during our wedding, and this is where we're going to have one of our photo shoots. We're hoping to also get some of these flowers onto our farm.
When we visited this area for the very first time, all these flowers were in bloom, and it is just such a magical experience to witness it, so we can't wait to have our family and friends all here.
Yeah, lots of our family and friends will be the first time for them to be here, so we're super excited to be hosting them. It's truly unbelievable. And there's this field is yellow, then there was about 2 weeks ago it was white, and they're just changing throughout, and there's different fields of all different colors.
Yeah, all the varieties. So if you haven't visited the wildflowers, they bloom all the way from the west coast into the Cedarburg Mountains, into the Northern Cape, and it's truly a bucket list experience, so put it on your travel list as well.
Let's get back to the farm. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the farm this morning.
Today is the 28th of August, which is going to be our wedding day for next year.
We're super excited, and that's why we're down here today again. We're going to be working on the venue. This area here, as you can see behind us, we trimmed that tree yesterday. We've got a few more things to do today. Let's get to it. Oh. "35 seconds.
We're starting off with the hard work of leveling out this area. It's going to be quite tricky, but we know it's worth it. And hopefully this time next year, all the hard work's just going to be done and we're going to be decorating this space. Let's get to it.
Here's two little heels here. Chop it and move the soil somewhere or get rid of it. Back-breaking work. Coffee,
Where do we even start?
start digging.
Or that one?
Coffee, start digging. Here. Dig a hole. Oh.
Ground's going to be hot.
Ooh.
We need our neighbor's tractor to come here. Quick, quick.
They're busy plowing the field next door.
Perfect. I had a packet of muffin mix, so I just decided to make us a cake as a nice little treat. I'm going to take it down to Michael, who's about to start cutting the grass field right at the bottom. If you made it this far, thank you so much for joining us. We are loving how the space is turning out, and we're just going to take the evening to ourselves.
We've got 365 days left to finish this. Do you think we can make it? Follow along, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and leave us some comments down below.
See you next time.